Good morning, everyone. Good morning to all the participants. Welcome to all of you from NISM for joining this webinar. The idea behind this webinar was to try and, given the response that we have received since the launch of the program, as in the application since March the 6th, given the response that we have received, we thought why not organize a webinar for all of you to try and respond to some of the queries which all of you would have in your mind, and also bring on board some of our industry professionals as well as senior functionaries like Rachna ma'am, who has been heading the PGP program and also is Dean Academics at School of Securities Education at NISM. We also have a couple of participants from our first batch, Ramakrishnan ji and Bhavna ma'am, who have enrolled on the first batch of the PGP in 21-22. And we also have a participant from our current batch, the PGP 22-23 batch, Mr. Sumit Jha with us. So we have got on board a panel of 6 people. We'll try and respond to some of the questions that you would have right away. In case I'm seeing quite a few queries in the Q&A chat box as well, we'll try and respond through this particular webinar over the course, respond to your queries, specific queries. In case if we miss out on any of the responses or you don't get an immediate response, please don't worry about it. We have the chat box with us, the copy of the chat box. We try and respond to you later on as well. And we'll also update our FAQs, which have been posted on the website. So another updated version will be posted on the website by the end of next week, depending upon the queries that we have. So we have about this webinar was scheduled till about 12:30. So what I'll try and do is, the way we proceed is, I'll first quickly introduce all our panelists and request all the panelists to share their initial thoughts and remarks with respect to our past experience with the PGP program and what they foresee or expect in the future as well. So after the panelists' introduction and initial remarks, I'll take all of you through with the FAQs one by one. So that will try and help you respond or get some insights onto your specific queries. So I'll just share my screen. Just a second. I hope the screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, sir. Yes, Dhiren.
Okay. Thank you very much, ma'am. So starting with the title of the program, this is a postgraduate program in the securities market with 3 tracks of specialization: the portfolio management, investment advisory, and the research analysis as well. So there are 3 specialization modes within the program itself. So to introduce our first panelist, I have Dr. Rachna Baid, who is a professor and Dean Academics, as well as the head of department at the School of Securities Education at NISM. She has a vast experience of 27 years across banking, across academia, and her area of interest has been into portfolio management, corporate finance, behavioral finance, etc. So I'll just request Rachna ma'am to share her thoughts and initial remarks with respect to the program. Over to you, ma'am.
Sure. Thank you very much, Dhiren. I would request you to go back to the very first slide, because that will keep the participants reference to what I am talking about.
Sure.
Good morning to everyone, to all the participants in this webinar on postgraduate program in securities market with 3 specialization tracks: portfolio management, investment advisory, and research analysis. This program is recognized by SEBI under the 3 specific regulations on portfolio management, investment advisory, and research analysis as academic qualification. The 3 regulations have some basic requirements. One of the requirements is academic qualification. So one of the regulation would expect the participant to be, let's say, a postgraduate in management or CFA, or having this degree would be considered an equivalence of the academic qualification. So this is where the program is essentially fitted into. It's a unique program. Unique in terms of the way the program is designed. as well as the delivery of the program. As my colleague was discussing with you, this program offers 3 specialization tracks. Essentially, it is a 15 months long program divided into 5 terms. The first 3 terms of the program are common to all the participants, irrespective of the specialization which they are choosing. The idea behind the first 3 terms is to provide a very robust understanding of the securities market to all the participants of the program. After the completion of the 3 terms, the participants will go into their specialization track, which could be either portfolio management or investment advisory or research analysis. So the 4th and the 5th term is on the specialization track. In the 4th term, they would be learning courses in the area of specialization. And the 5th term gives them an opportunity to apply all their learnings, the basic learnings of securities market, plus the specialization track learnings in form of a dissertation. So the 5th term is devoted to dissertation in a specific track, which could be either of the 3. The first 3 terms, I would repeat myself again, are basic courses in securities market. The idea is not only the professionals who are already part of securities market, but even those who would like to make a beginning in the field of securities market, they should be able to be part of this particular program. Secondly, we would like to provide sound conceptual understanding on securities market, on which the understanding of portfolio management, investment advisory, or research analysis specialization understanding can be built on. So the first 3 terms are courses in securities market, which would be mostly delivered by my colleagues of NISM. All are PhDs in their respective fields and specialization. The idea is to provide the basic building blocks in the various contours of securities market. The 4th term would be in the specialization tracks, which would be mostly delivered by a battery of professionals who are in the field of portfolio management, research analysis, or investment advisory, followed by the dissertation track, where again we would be providing well-drafted guidelines, mentors, academic mentors, industry mentors to help the participant of the program towards completion of the dissertation term. So essentially, this is how the program is designed. Another unique feature of this program is that it is offered in hybrid mode. We are offering this program from our premise at BKC. NISM's has an office space in BKC, where we have classroom infrastructure where the classes are being conducted, and participants are given an opportunity to attend those classes in physical form. Should they want to attend it at our classroom facility, they are most welcome to attend the classes. Alternatively, people can join the classes online. So what I'm trying to say is that this program is offered in a hybrid mode. The idea is those who are staying in Mumbai or close by areas, should they want, they can attend the classes physically. Else, we would like to provide the coverage of this program throughout the country. In fact, in the current batch, we have participants joining into this program from outside the country as well. So this kind of flexibility is being provided with an aspiration to impart the understanding of securities market across the length and breadth of the country, also fulfill the regulatory requirement of academic qualification under these 3 specific regulations. So as my other colleagues will be speaking to you, they would be sharing their experiences. Some of my previous batch participants are there. They would be sharing their experiences. The current batch participant would be requested to share their experiences. I have faculty colleague here, Mr. Amit Trivedi, who extensively teach into investment advisory module. So other inputs about the program will be covered throughout. As my colleague has mentioned, just in case anybody has missed out, I would like to reiterate the FAQs, which are part of our, it's uploaded on our website. People can go through the FAQ. Our understanding is that most of the questions which you would be having about this program would be already covered in the FAQs. Just in case any question is not being attended in the FAQ, is not covered in the FAQ, you are most welcome to write that question in the chat box. As Dhiren was telling, most likely we would be answering those questions then and there. Else, we will consider that question and include it as part of our FAQ, which we are hoping to update, including your questions by the end of Friday should be good. Dhiren, can I promise by Friday evening they would have answers to any other question which is not already part of our existing FAQ. All right. Thank you very much. Over to you, Dhiren.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts and elaborating on the structure of the program. Our next, I'll introduce myself. I'm Dhiren Gokani, and I've worked with banking and financial services industry for the last 21 years. I've been associated with NISM and with this program since the first batch, and I'll be there throughout the program with all the participants who are finally enrolling and joining this program. The next panelist I have is a capital market professional, Mr. Amit Trivedi, who has got 28 years of experience in capital markets, and he has trained several mutual fund distributors and market participants as well. So with that very brief introduction, Amit sir, may I request you to share your thoughts and your initial remarks with respect to the program, please?
Sure, thanks, Dhiren. And good morning to everybody. It's wonderful to see more than 200 people joining for this webinar today, and it's quite encouraging. Especially, the team behind this entire program would really feel very encouraged. So, big heartfelt thanks to everybody who's joined. The program, as we discussed earlier, also Rachna ma'am and Dhirenji mentioned, the program is structured by taking input from various industry participants in all the three areas, so which is portfolio management, research analyst, and investment advisory. In fact, for the specialization, the faculty also comes from the industry, and to that extent, what you get is a very solid grounding in the first 3 trimesters about capital markets, securities markets, and then the 4th and 5th trimesters, the industry experience, the practical aspects. So that combination is structured in a beautiful manner. Not to say that in the first 3 trimesters there is no practical experience. There also, the subjects are designed in a manner where a lot of day-to-day insights are brought in, case studies are introduced. We also, apart from the dissertation, which is 5th trimester, in the specialization 4th trimester of the respective track, there are quite a few assignments that the candidates have to go through apart from the lectures. So the sessions are quite interactive and I would say flexible in terms of covering a lot of areas which could be more current and applicable to the respective field. So that's the idea. The requirement as per the regulations, as Ratnavem was mentioning, or even Dhirenji was mentioning, is that one is the educational qualification which comes through. This is an approved program for that education qualification, PG qualification. The second is the certification exam which one has to pass. Then there are NISM certification exams plus a few more accredited exams that one can clear, and there is a work experience. So all the 3 are basic requirements. Those who have experience but have not taken formal education in securities markets, this program is ideally suited. because it is specifically structured for the purpose. And all the best to all of you. For those of you who want to join, look forward to interacting with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Amit sir. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts. I'll now move on to our next set of panelists who are from our previous batch, as in the first batch of the program. Bhavna Jain, who is also a capital market professional with experience. So Bhavna ji, if you can go ahead and share your thoughts and your experience, please.
Thank you, Dhiren sir. First of all, my warm regards to all the dignitaries. We have interacted a lot with Rachna ma'am, with Dhiren sir. As you all know, he's always there as a coordinator in the whole class, always for the 15 months program. So now, as I say, I was actually the first participant of this PGP program. This PGP program started in the year 2021-22. That was the first batch. And I remember blurrily that it was a group of some 28 to 30 participants, I think, which we passed out. That was the number. But yeah, we know that that was the COVID time, and after the COVID, when it was just started, so that many participants were there. But my first, you can say, the rationale behind joining this course was to have the education qualification that you need for pursuing the PMS or the advisory field. That was my thing. But after joining the program, the amount of information, the educational knowledge that we got after going to the program, the market professionals, the faculty, I mean, immensely. I mean, you should say, when you see our market participants, especially, I would mention, it's been a year I have passed out from there. But today also, I remember so well, few of our teachers, if you all join, you all will go and obviously will be taught by these teachers, but very well, Mr. Ritesh Nandwani, who was the teacher for our fixed income. Oh my God, we used to look forward for that class. And, the best thing about this was, because I was a commerce graduate, that was the most academic qualification I cleared before I enrolled this PGP. So we had a book. There was a content, you have to study that book and you have to give for an exam. And that's the way you get a certificate. This program was actually designed exactly like an MBA or probably an abroad university would give you There is a teacher coming to you, he has his content, he is explaining you what is he about to teach you. There is real world, real life experiences that he is going or she is going to share with you. And then you have your questions about whatever the economy around you, whatever you read about. That's a perfect way to learn things. Today, when we see our kids also going to international schools and the way they learn, we can very much relate that this is the type of study or the education that we would want to know. Second thing about, just as Amit sir also mentioned, it is very structurally designed. You want to go for a portfolio management course. It's a perfectly designed course for that perfectly needed stream. Okay, there is a lot of information available on the internet, but at least the hand-holding starts from here. Because I had opted for the portfolio management, so I'm talking about that. By the way, I have even enrolled again for a dual specialization, and which course, which is going to start now in the end of April, and that's for investment advisory. Because I actually work for a long-only equity fund, hardcore fundamental analyst, a researcher doing job. But I realized that today, it's a perfect time, when you're seeing the turmoil around the whole global economy. It is so much important for you to know how are the other assets doing around. When people are investing, other than equity, there is debt, okay? There is, about bonds, which is going around all over, the US, increasing the interest rate and all that. So that was the most important part. When the client comes to us and talks about equity investment, they all talk about, okay, what about the other asset allocation? What I have? How is it going to affect? All these things were the reason why I thought that, yes, investment advisory, which gives you more focus on other assets as well, is important. And that's why I have enrolled that. And all my fellow participants who were at the investment advisory course as well, they also gave a very good review of the same thing because I had done the portfolio management. So I would, from my end, I would say that hybrid model. I remember giving an exam when I was traveling to Switzerland with my daughter for a holiday. And, I had missed out an exam. It was so seamlessly processed, Every communication is through an email and it is so well done that, you don't need to really call and panic anybody for doing anything. By the way, Mr. Dhiren sir, who was always there at our doorstep, anything, we have a WhatsApp, we have a call to Mr. Dhiren sir, and he's like, okay, Bhavna ma'am, just give her 10 minutes. And I'm really telling you, in 10 minutes, the things were done. So I don't think I find anything that, any participant going ahead would find anything as such which is not taken care of when it is told today. So I hope whoever joins in is going to have a splendid experience. And today, I see myself in a different picture a year back and today when I go and have a face-to-face client interactions now as well. In a research analyst meeting or with a client interaction, it's a different confidence that you give. And as you know, this is a weekend program. So anybody pursuing any other stream, not free during the weekdays, definitely can go for this. For me, and obviously as well, I'm always there in case you have any questions around as well. But we had a very good experience. And Ramkrishnan who was again our fellow participant, and you can see the average age of our class was so different. So there was so much learning for us from the fellow participants as well. And I would say, Rachna ma'am, that is one thing which I always pointed out to everybody, that other than the faculty members, the way of teaching, we had so much to learn from our fellow participants. And to be very honest, we are still today in touch to know if we can collaborate, if we can work together and give us more insights. Definitely, it was a very wonderful experience for us. Thank you so much. And any questions, I'll be definitely there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bhavna ma'am. Thank you very much. Next, I would like to introduce Ramkrishnan who is joining us from Kerala. Ramkrishnan if you can proceed with your initial remarks and your thoughts, please.
Good morning, all. First of all, I thank NISM management faculty members for inviting me as a panelist for this third batch of PGP program. And my personal experience, it is a great program for a capital market participant. Even though I am in the field since 1987 onwards, I learned a lot from this PGP program. Because in our busy schedule, we are missing out a lot of theoretical parts and other practical parts also. But the program designing is an excellent thing for an entrepreneur kind of participant from a capital market or an analyst mindset participant from the capital market. Definitely, this is a wonderful program for all those who are aspiring a wonderful job in the financial market. Again, I have to say that the faculty members available for PGP is one of the best faculty team available in India. Especially if you are looking at the NISM faculty members, there are a lot of names I can suggest to you. These are the fellows, these are the faculty members giving you their, thought process to understand the capital market in a better way. Again, the faculty members we are getting from the outside, fabulous faculty members we are getting. Their practical insights are giving us more insights to develop our career. This is my learning from this PGP program for last 1.5 years or last 2 years. And again, definitely, as Bhavana said, this is a wonderful program with a mixture of age-old and youngsters also. I am around 60s. And there are a lot of young participants in the program also. And everybody is excited to learn a lot of things from the experts, and some faculty members, as well as from the outsiders. We have a wonderful faculty, especially I have to name that faculty from outside, Vijay Kanjan sir. He's teaching us the derivatives from the LKG to the postgraduate level. He's a quite amazing faculty member. He's giving his insight and teaching us the derivative strategies and how to calculate all the valuation principles. These are amazing. So I think it is one of the best programs available to the young aspirants as well as to the old aspirants also, because learning is an eternal process. We can learn till our death. So this is an opportunity to learn from the experts. I think it is a wonderful program. I suggest all our participants, fellow participants who are eager to join the course, please join. This is one of the course for you. Definitely, the faculty members are excellent. Again, the NISM is a SEBI promoted organization. Definitely, that is also giving us a value for our PGP qualification. So I wish all new joinees a wonderful 2-year study, and I accept. I think that they are going to join their dual as well as a third specialization also. Definitely, the next 4 years will be learning years for those who are joining this PGP course. Definitely, that will enhance your skill sets. So this is all from my part. And I thank NISM again for for launching this course for the mass participants in the world. Definitely, SEBI sponsored NISM will be one of the best institutions in the world imparting the financial literacy and investment education. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ramakrishnan ji. Thank you very much. Next, we have Mr. Sumit Jha, who is a participant with our current batch of PGP. Sumit ji, over to you, please.
Hi everyone, and again thanks to Rachna ma'am and Dhiren sir, who has given the opportunity to speak with the future aspirants who wants to be part of the securities market. I myself has been into this securities market for last 16 years. So if you would say this is a repeat thing which I am doing after 16 years, I have done more or less the same particular program in 2006-7. With Indian Institute of Capital Market, where Rachna ma'am was also one of the faculty members. But good part is that SEBI came up with this particular program for people, as Rachna ma'am mentioned, that this is something which will help you qualify on the educational front. Okay, so this is really important that for, specifically for the working professionals who are aspiring to get into entrepreneurship or would like to enhance their career in a different league altogether, being an investment advisor, registered investment advisor, or having their own PMS or research analyst kind of a thing. Okay, this program would give you a very comprehensive insight about the securities market. Okay, and is quite well structured, considering the kind of subjects they have included to be part of the curriculum. Specifically, if you would say something like variable finance, ethics, these are the important things people which don't look around when they are when they are doing the normal courses, when you are talking about MBA finance or something like that. But this particular course is going to give you a complete comprehensive understanding about the securities market. Okay, and the good part is that they offer guest lectures, which are basically directly from the industries. So we have been interacting with people from directly from NSC. If you would talk about good equity research firms or investment banking professionals who are directly coming and giving you an insider information kind of a thing, that what actually happens in the industry, which with the practicality which you can use in your regular stuff. This would be at a different level altogether. Possibly, if you would say this is a 15 months program in which it is not that you can escape or study in the weekends. Okay, it will require some bit of commitment from your side also. So if someone is intending that on a weekend I will just attend the program, it will go away. That is not the thing. Okay, you will have to prepare yourself, because there is an evaluation part also. Okay, there will be surprise quizzes, there will be assignments, there will be presentations also, which will be part and parcel of your course. Okay, so you have to be ready from that perspective also with whatever you are learning. Good part is there is a huge amount of interaction between the faculty and the students. Okay, which which helps you open up and you can discuss anything kind of thing. And that is the liberty the faculties are giving to you at this particular platform. Another good part which I have realized is I am from Bangalore, and while I was in Bombay, I attended the class offline also. So it gave me an opportunity to attend live class along with the faculty, interact with the faculty, and obviously on weekends anyways I am there online doing the classes. So this is one of the good part, is this hybrid way in which they are making this particular course work. And the last thing which I would like to conclude is that make sure that you give your 100% if you are qualifying for this particular course, and this course will immensely give a lot of value add to your current knowledge about securities market, and it would also help in networking. That is something which I would also like to add. Thanks, and all the best to everyone.
So thank you very much, Sumit ji, for sharing your thoughts. So here we have Bhavna ma'am and Ramakrishnan ji, who are from the first batch pursuing dual specialization right now in the second edition of the program. I'll come back to that dual and triple specialization in a while. And Sumit ji is the person who is currently enrolled in the program and also has experience of the hybrid mode firsthand. So I'll just quickly run through the other aspects of the program in the subsequent slides, as well as in the FAQs. I'll share that also and run through the questions one by one, so that it will try and respond to or give answers to some of the questions which have already been posted in the Q&A. Rest of the questions, as we mentioned earlier, we'll take it forward a little offline and update our FAQs as well. So NISM, as you all know, is a public trust established in 2006. Currently, it has got 6 schools listed here. The PGB program is part of the School of Securities Education per se, and it runs under the leadership of Dr. Rachna Bain. So we have this program and subsequent programs, or regular programs as we refer it on our website, all running under the SSE. The NISM's vision is to lead and catalyze and deliver education initiatives to enhance the quality of the securities market, and its mission is also to engage in capacity building with respect to the stakeholders in the securities market through financial literacy, professional education, enhancing the governance standards, and fostering policy research. So if you visit our website, you will see very often new initiatives like the research conferences, study tours, etc., and all the initiatives which NISM keeps on continuously engaging into with all stakeholders and all market participants. Our campus is in Patalganga near the Mumbai-Pune Expressway, and it's a 72-acre campus with all the modern facilities, and inaugurated by the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, in December 2016. This is our board of governors at NISM. Currently, it's being headed by Madhavi ma'am, who is the chairperson of SEBI, and is also at the NISM level. It's our director, Dr. CKG Nair, who is heading the board of governors, along with senior functionaries and dignitaries from SEBI, and also industry representatives, as you can see. I'm not spending much time on these slides because some of this information is already available on the websites for your reference. This is our list of participants, NISM faculty members who are announced faculty members, as Rachana ma'am was mentioning earlier in her initial remarks. So all the trimester 1, 2, and 3 courses, which are, so to speak, foundational level courses, or any courses which will initiate you to the world of securities market, will be conducted by NISM faculty members or in-house faculty members, and they'll also invite some of the industry experts or industry professionals and capital market professionals such as Amit sir and many others during their specific courses. Some of the industry experts and capital market professionals who have actually visited our campus or visited NISM BKC office and conducted the sessions, an indicative list is here. So you can, as you can see from the list, some of them you will notice are from SEBI. who have spent about, let's say, about minimum of 1.5 decades or so at SEBI across various departments, and also at National Stock Exchange and the other exchanges and market intermediaries also. Since they have these 1.5 to 2 decades of experience, when you're interacting with them, you will realize how, when they're sharing their own experience during the sessions, as some of the participants were sharing with you as well, you get to see how the market has actually evolved. So when they come into the class, probably an event is discussed, and how the event led to a subsequent regulation or the onset of a particular rule, etc. That gives you a sort of insight and a practical approach to the program. So this is an indicative list of the visiting and the guest faculties that we had for the previous two batches of the program. The schedule, as you know, as some of you would have seen, it's a weekend program on Saturdays from 6 to 9:15 and from Sunday 10 to 5:15. That is about 6 and 9. Total teaching hours will be 3 and 6 hours. That is 9 hours of teaching on a weekend. And this is what we do is once you enroll for the program, at the beginning of the program itself, before your first session actually starts, we share an academic calendar with you with a detailed schedule, which gives you there are enough breaks scheduled, so you can plan your professional commitments as well, even on weekends. Let's say if you have client meetings on weekends, you can plan accordingly, you can plan your holidays, etc. So that calendar is shared right at the onset of the program, and we stick to that calendar throughout the program. We'll make sure that all the information regarding your classes is well with you, including the links, what will be the upcoming session on a weekend, who will be teaching which course, what topic is going to be discussed, etc. All this is shared with you in advance before the class begins. We want you to be absolutely in touch, regularly monitoring your email boxes. Most of this information is communicated to all of you in writing, as we have communicated the webinar details as well. So we conduct this program as per the schedule. The schedule is, so to speak, adhered to all throughout, to make sure that everyone's time is taken care of. Admission process, eligibility, it's graduates from any recognized university. We need all of you, those who are applying, the final degree certificates and the mark sheet should be available before the commencement of the program. I'll also run you through the FAQs where this is being covered in detail there. Selection is based on your profile, the information you give us in the application form, followed by a personal interview which will be conducted online. Application fees is 500. This is an overview of what courses you will encounter during the trimesters. So trimester 1, you have got 3 courses of 30 hours each with 3 credits. So if you go through the title of the course, for example, financial statement analysis, for some of you who are not from the finance domain or not from the capital markets domain, this particular course will sort of lay the foundation stone for you to come up to speed with your fellow colleagues who may be from the finance domain. So all these courses like financial statement analysis, economics, or even fixed income securities, which Bhavna ma'am mentioned, etc. These courses will try and build a level playing field between the class and bring each one of you at par with your fellow colleagues. So this is about the trimester 1 and 2 courses. In trimester 3, we have advanced courses like derivatives, which Ramakrishnan ji mentioned. We also have security analysis and valuation, and also cover the regulatory requirements of the securities market. A new course that we have introduced is the sustainable finance and ESG investing. Last year, we did not have this course titled as sustainable finance component. We had the ESG component as well. So as you can see, all these changes which I'm referring to in the course titles in the curriculum as well are being incorporated with the feedback of the participants, of the board of governors, the senior functionaries at NISM, SEBI, and everyone's view is being taken, and then we arrive at these courses. This is the trimester 4. So if somebody is opting for portfolio management, we'll have to go through these 3 topics. which covers strategies as well, which is an extension of some of the initial uh, uh, asset or valuation course that you would have gone through. And suppose if you're advising your clients, then the strategies would be a key component there. So we cover that in this 30-hour session. Similarly, for the investment advisory component as well, there are certain specific courses, like we have personal financial planning. So you need to know what are the regulations around financial planning as well. What are the investment options available? How should you go about doing your tax planning and insurance planning for to ensure that risk management at a personal level is being taken care of? Uh, we also have the third specialization, research analyst, where we take you through the key aspects of any research analyst curriculum, that is the technical and the fundamental analysis, along with the idea or making or trying to make you understand how to come up with effective research reports as well, based on the valuation and the financial modeling that is being conducted during this 30-hour session. The dissertation, as Rachna ma'am mentioned, will be a sort of culmination between what you have learned during the first 3 trimesters, and the dissertation has to be in your area of specialization. So if you have opted for investment advisory, so we would urge you to take or choose a topic which is from that particular domain. And this, of course, during the dissertation, you will have the assistants. You'll be mentored by one NISM faculty, in-house faculty, as well as one industry expert like Amit sir, and he will be your both of them will mentor you and make sure that your dissertation is with in completion or as per the guidelines which we'll share with you earlier in advance. The evaluation, as Sumiji mentioned, see, we follow a kind of rigorous evaluation. There is also an attendance requirement, which I'll come to when discussing the FAQs. So 80% attendance is required as a minimum in any course. Now, when I say attendance, means you have to stay logged in throughout your session. You have to be interactive. There is marks for class participation as well. Faculty members will call out your name, ask you to intervene, ask questions, etc. So it's going to be a completely interactive session. We want you to be to log in through the class through your laptops only. Please note that this cannot be done. This program cannot be completed through a cell phone, because we discuss workings on Excel. We share reading materials as well. Sometimes faculty members may ask you to share a screen and share whatever you have done in terms of, let's say, an Excel working or an assignment, etc. So during the program, when the program is on, we would request you to join through your laptops. Somebody who is joining in from a remote location, please make sure that there is enough backup of in terms of internet facility as well. Broadband connection is something which we would prefer all of you to have, so that there is seamless connectivity, because your videos also need to be kept on. On the completion of the program of the course, you will be awarded a postgraduate program in the securities market with your specific specialization being mentioned on the certificate. Now, as I talked about earlier, you'll have to attend and participate in all the courses and fulfill the attendance and evaluation requirements to complete the entire program. Please note that we do not make any exceptions based on age, qualification, or experience of all the participants. Each participant has to go through the process and fulfill the requirements as well. Program fee is 2,75,000 in all plus GST. There is also an installment facility. Details are also available in the FAQs and the prospectus. Group discount option is also available, and a specific requirement in terms of what is required from an organization is also mentioned in the FAQs. So that group discount is also a possibility, and it's available for all of you. Regarding the fee refund, that is also being clearly mentioned in the prospectus and the FAQs, so you can make note of that. This is a component which I want to stress, let's say in the next couple of minutes, is that as you since there are 3 specializations, please note that in 1 year, that is in 23-24, you will not be able to complete all the 3 specializations because the classes run simultaneously. So between 6 to 9:15 p.m., all the 3 specialization classes will be running at the same time over a Zoom call. Trimester 4 classes run on Zoom. They are completely online. They are not in a hybrid mode. So I have got 3 sessions and running simultaneously. Let's say if you want to pursue a dual or a triple specialization, that is, you want to complete all the specializations, then you can opt for any one specialization in, let's say, 23, 24. So, for example, this order is not important. You can either start with a portfolio management or start with a research analyst. That is acceptable. When the next year's batch is launched, that is from 24 to 25, you can again enroll for the program. But in 24-25, you need not go through the first 3 trimesters of the program. You will be directly joining your 24-25 batch as Ramkrishnanji and Bhavna ma'am are doing on in the specialization module only. That is when the investment advisory module starts. And then in 25-26, you can opt for the third module. We seek your preference before the specialization start. So all of you will receive a written communication from us seeking your interest in either a triple or a dual specialization, and we expect you to respond by the deadlines and the timelines which have been associated, which has been mentioned in that communication. So that helps us, to create groups and build our plan the sessions accordingly. Suppose if you don't want to do in triple specialization, please note that there is no gap allowed. So if you start in 23-24, you will have to subsequently do your remaining 2 specializations in 24-25 and 25-26. So there is no gap, a yearly gap allowed. Suppose if you're planning to do a dual specialization, as in the next column, then you can take a 1 year gap in between and choose. So at the outset, when you are trying to fill out the application form, please go through the regulations, please go through the FAQs again. That will give you a sort of clarity on what path that you need to take, and then you can accordingly opt for the dual or the triple specialization. Right. I hope that this answers some of the questions which are related to dual and triple specializations. At each specialization, the fee involved is 85,000 plus the GST payable at the time of securing the admission for the dual specialization or the triple specialization stage. So that is the fees. We'll seek written communication, and we'll also seek your confirmation regarding that. That will all be done in the subsequent as the program begins, as we move to the trimester 4. These are some of the regulations. So we have attached the links, and as you can see, the PGP program is recognized in the regulations as well. So whenever you are going for the registration process with SEBI, this program and the relevant specialization is being recognized as an educational qualification. Please note that SEBI registration process is a separate thing which is taken care of by officials and functionaries at SEBI. NISM is merely a part of is providing this particular course as a mere fulfillment of the educational qualification requirements of the specific registration. There are certain other requirements which are detailed or elaborated in the regulations itself. So my honest request is that those of you who have not gone through the regulations, we would request you to at least go through the regulations once. This will make you or help you make an informed decision with respect to the program. I am seeing some Q&As. I'll try to come back to that once the presentation is done. So keep them coming, keep them mentioning in the Q&As as well. We'll also respond to you later as well. So these are the other 2 links regarding the regulation. These were updated last on 17th of January 2023, and the page numbers confirming the acknowledgement of PGP as an educational qualification is also mentioned. These are some of the requirements with respect to dual specialization. These are also outlined in the FAQs as well. So we need a certificate of registration or an incorporation certificate when you're going for group discounts. In case if you're joining from a government organization, then only an ID proof will suffice. Some of these requirements, when you are applying, the admissions team will also come back to you in case they need some additional details regarding your group discounts, or regarding your mark sheets or certificates as well. So admissions team will be in touch with you throughout the process in case they need further information or clarity with respect to your specific profile. Some of the dates, important dates, which you might want to keep in mind is to avoid a last minute rush and to avoid a last minute concern in terms of getting the certificates and the documents. So the application closes on 14th of April. Interviews will commence from 19th of April onwards, and you will receive detailed emails from us as to how to join the interviews with the links, etc. These will be conducted online, as I mentioned earlier. First merit list is out on 9th of May, and we might have another second merit list based on the number of seats available, based on the profiles that we get in the first merit list as well. So in case if there are vacant seats or anything on that sort, on those lines, then we'll have a second merit list. As I mentioned, the program will commence on 27th of May, and before that you will get all the documents, including the academic calendar of each weekend well before the commencement of the program. These are our contact numbers, so you can reach out to the admissions help desk and email us. You'll receive a response, a written response from our side as well. So this was about the presentation. Allow me to now quickly go through the FAQs as well. Some of the questions which are there in the FAQs are more are repeated from what I discussed in the presentation. So, for example, I have. This is about the links which are there of the regulations as well. You can go through these links. Structure of the program, we have discussed that earlier. It will be a practice-oriented program, and all the industry experts will share their real-life perspectives from the program. Faculty members obviously are from the industry and from the regulators and stock exchanges and other market intermediaries also. So that gives you a 360-degree perspective of the securities market. This program again leads to these three specializations that we talked about. We are allowing you to change your specialization. So for example, at the outset of the program, let's say if you have opted for a portfolio management as a specialization, after 1 or 2 trimesters, let's say if you towards the completion of the second trimester, if some of you realize that, okay, probably the right path for you was not to begin from a portfolio management specialization, was instead to begin from a research analysis specialization, then an opportunity is given to all the participants to try and look for, to change the specialization towards the completion of the trimester 2. Now, this is not necessarily everybody will be able to change that, because again, there are limited number of seats available in each of the specializations. However, based on your feedback, based on your aptitude, based on your performance as well, all these factors will be taken into consideration, and then will be communicated on whether you can change the word and change the specialization or not. So this is an option given, but we would still urge you to take informed decisions based on the FAQs and all the information that we have provided earlier. Eligibility criteria, I've covered that in detail. Make sure that you have the final degree certificate and the mark sheet. Schedule of the program is already mentioned. Most of our, in case if there is faculty is unavailable, we don't cancel the session, we postpone it and try and look for another faculty. So we try and stick to the academic calendar, as I mentioned earlier. In case if you're in the final year of your graduation, make sure that you have the final certificate or final degree and the mark sheet well before the commencement of the program, because the admissions team is going to ask for that. So depending upon the timelines of the university or educational institution which you are pursuing from, make sure that you have these 2 documents ready. There's no upper limit in terms of age limit in the program. We have not kept any age limits there. Fees I have already referred to. Education, in case if you are looking for discounts, some of the documents that might required from my admissions team as well. Application is again online. Once you pay the fees of 500, that's the application fee. Selection process will be based on the shortlisting process. Once we get all your applications, we'll scrutinize those applications, and then the admission or the interview process will be completely online. On a Zoom platform like this particular interaction, where panelists will consist of senior functionaries from NISM, faculty members, internal, external, as well as capital market professionals. Medium of instruction will be completely in English, including the exams, including all the documentation and the communication that you receive. There is an attendance requirement of minimum 80% in each course. This is at the course level. Please note that detailed guidelines regarding the attendance will also be shared with you. This particular requirement is sacrosanct. We need 80% of your attendance during the sessions. Note that this is a program for working professionals, hence there is no placement assistance, but the program offers enough opportunities for all of you to connect with industry experts and cohort of working professionals. Some of our previous batch students have already been in touch with senior members of their group, and they have been working on several short-term or long-term projects as well. Even if you're not in India, but still are interested in pursuing a course in capital markets, in Indian capital markets, and pursuing, registration in any of the three domains, you can obviously join in. In the current batch, I'm very glad to, let all of you know that we have a participant who joins us regularly, meeting the 80% requirement from Adelaide in Australia on the weekends as well. So you can join in from, even if you're not in India. Triple and dual specializations, I already talked about. It's just elaborated in further details. Evaluation is a rigorous one consisting of surprise tests, quizzes, etc. The online exam, the end-term exam, will be on a remote proctored platform. That online end-term exam will carry a weightage of 50%, and the remaining 50% will be all the evaluation based on your case study, quiz, etc., or group assignments, individual as well as group assignments, which are conducted during the class. So there's a 50-50% weightage, 80% your attendance is required. And both you need to clear in terms of qualifying for that course. This is the final certificate awarded with to all of you with the specific title and the title of the course. If you have any further queries, reach out to us. We'll try and answer them as soon as possible. As in terms of asset classes, all those securities which are being regulated by the SEBI are being covered in this program, right from your equities, derivatives, fixed income, etc. And based on the other market and regulatory developments which occur during the course of the program as well, the curriculum changes are made accordingly. In terms of study material, etc., whatever our faculty members are discussing or when they are coming with their own presentations, their reading material, all that is shared with all of you in the soft copy format post-class. So that you need not worry about it. You need not purchase any reference books. In case if you are wanting to purchase or want additional reading, you can go ahead and purchase those reference books, etc. But in terms of the discussions and the material discussed in the class, that is sufficient enough for you from an examination point of view. Reference books are also not provided along with the course. As I mentioned, it's your choice whether you want to purchase your reference books, which are being described or referred to in the course outline. Before the course starts, you will receive a detailed course outline as to with the details of how each session will progress and specific chapters from those reference books will also be highlighted by the faculty members. The exams are conducted online through a remote proctored platform, as I mentioned. This timing of the exam, which will be as per Indian Standard Time on weekends only. Those dates of the examinations are also being communicated to all of you, will be part of the academic calendar. Recorded lectures will only be provided under exceptional circumstances. Please note this. So we don't provide all the recorded lectures. The idea is that we want you to be in the classroom, interact with the faculty members, and gain the maximum out of interaction, rather than watching the video online like any other course. So in case, let's say if you're not keeping well, please drop us an email. We'll also share whom to drop an email, etc. Let us know in advance that you will not be able to attend the class because of a specific reason. And after the class ends, we'll share that recording after taking suitable permissions for a very limited time in 1 or 2, maybe 2 to 3 days with you, so that you don't miss out on absenteeism because of genuine reasons. In case if you're watching videos after being absent, that will not be calculated in your attendance. So make sure that you are there throughout all the sessions as well. When you're pursuing NISM certification, the link is here. There's the fee. You'll have to register separately for the NISM certifications. The fees are not related to NISM certifications per se, is not included in the program. So that's a separate process altogether, and you will have to pursue that certification separately from this particular program. How is NISM certification different from PGP? Please note that PGP is an online classroom hybrid mode driven program where you are interacting with industry experts, guest faculties, etc. Whereas a certification is a sort of an offline certification process where a workbook is provided, there are certain exams or certain evaluation that you need to clear off, and then you are awarded a particular certification. So there's no interaction with the faculty members, with industry experts as well in the certifications. The validity of the PGP program, currently there are no renewal requirements with respect to the PGP program. So this is purely an academic qualification under the respective regulations. Regarding whether the program fulfills job eligibility criteria, with respect to the eligibility criteria, we would like to make it clear that, see, the program is rigorous and at par with like any other postgraduate degree or a program. Whether the employer where you're seeking job opportunities is actually considering this program, given all the rigor and the depth of the program, is ultimately an employer's decision. However, please note that this is covered under SEBI regulations. So any capital market intermediary, etc., should not have a problem in accepting the PGP qualifications for employment purpose. Note that there is no placement assistance. I'll reiterate that for all of you. Regarding whether it's a master's degree, we are categorically stating that it is not recognized as a master's degree or its equivalent under any university, UGC or AICTE regulations. However, the program, as we mentioned earlier, is recognized and accepted by SEBI under its regulations. It only fulfills educational requirements and not any other criteria within the SEBI registration process. A working professional, we don't need any NOC from your organization if you're pursuing it. But in case if you're availing the group discounts, then the requirements which the admission team is communicating to you need to be fulfilled on those bases. Regarding how much time you need to spend. So for example, some of you, so there are 9 hours of weekend lectures, that is 3 hours on Saturday, 6 hours on a Sunday, that makes 9 hours. Plus, if you can at least put in 15 hours during the week, which means 15 plus 9, 24 hours within a week, which means one day of the week throughout the next 15 months, next 15 weekends over the next 15 months, that should be sufficient enough for you to clear the program and make sure your certification is completed. So this is about the FAQs. I hope that some of your questions or most of your questions are already answered through this particular program, through this particular set of FAQs as well. I'll just stop sharing my screen and try and go back to the Q&A and see if I can quickly answer some of the questions in the Q&A.
Dhiren, by the time
Yes.
you look into some questions and answers, I saw one question which I thought is very relevant to what we are talking about here in terms of specialization track. So let me just answer that question where somebody is asking whether each specialization track is for 15 months. The first, the completion of the first specialization would take you 15 months because you have to do the first 3 terms, foundational modules, and 2 terms of specialization. So it is going to take you 15 months. After which, if you would like to go for dual specialization, you would be exempted from the first 3 foundational terms. That means the first 9 months, you would not be doing it again. Hence, the dual specialization will come to you by putting in additional 6 months. For example, Bhavna has completed the 15 months in the first batch of PGP. And with the second batch, she has enrolled for another specialization. So she is not going through the first 3 terms. For the first 9 months are exempted for her. She has to do the courses pertaining to only the specialization terms, which is term 4 and term 5. I hope this answers the question. So people should not think that 3 specializations would be involving 15 months each. No, that is what the beauty, that is what the unique feature of this program is, that we have bifurcated the terms in such a way that the foundational courses gives you a robust, thorough understanding useful for any of the 3 specializations. Hence, for dual or triple specialization, exemption is provided to the foundational courses. Of course, within the time specified by Dhiren.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you
You
so
can
much.
also go through the time specification in the FAQ.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you so much. I have a couple of questions here. One is regarding someone has mentioned that he is currently a CFP and practicing financial planning process. This will it be useful to them? Practitioners like you, sir, who are already practicing financial planning, or practitioners who are in the industry as mutual fund distributors, we already have participants from these 2 areas as well, who are looking for enhancing their practice further, seeking registrations from SEBI, and growing in terms of their professional lives as well. So in terms of usage, we'll obviously we'll also be bringing in a lot of experience for the rest of the class. So we are looking forward to participants who have been either practicing in these specific domains as well. Job opportunities, there's a question on job opportunities. As I've clearly mentioned that there's no placement assistance with respect to this program. Even if you have a 1-year experience or 3 years of experience, but there are enough opportunities for you to connect with people and develop your relationships and networks within the industry as well. The dissertation is also a great opportunity for you to build your network, because it's possible that some of your mentors would advise you and ask you to meet industry professionals. That's where you can develop your network and make sure that probably some excellent job opportunities or relevant job opportunities or work profiles might come your way. So that the field is open, so to speak. There are no restrictions in terms of speaking to people and networking, so that you can take that forward from there. Placement support, another question. 15 months course is what the ma'am has answered right now. Post successful completion. Okay, SEBI, we consider as SEBI registered research analyst. As I mentioned earlier, this particular program only fulfills your educational component within the regulation. So if there are other components or aspects with respect to SEBI regulation, that might be with respect to, let's say, SEBI regulation might state that if you want to do a research analyst registration, you might require an NISM research analyst certification. That is a separate requirement of SEBI in addition to this program. So that is where we are urging all of you to go through the regulation once again before applying through this program and making an informed decision. NISM as an entity has no role to play in the SEBI registration process. We are reiterating that again. That's a completely separate process enabled and taken care of by SEBI. So the moment you apply for a registration, in case SEBI needs a clarification, then they'll come directly to you. They will not go through NISM, right? So that is something which you will know.
I think this is the most important aspect which all the attendees to this webinar must appreciate, which Dhiren has mentioned, and that clarity will come to you while going through, after going through the FAQs plus the regulations. So regulation has some registration requirements. One of the registration requirement is academic qualification. One could be a postgraduate or a CFA or a CA. These are the academic qualification. Regulation requires participant to be postgraduate. So many of the participants who might already be professionals in the market are not fulfilling the educational qualification prescribed by regulation. This particular course enables them to fulfill the educational qualification of regulation. Of course, the tremendous understanding about the field of specialization which it will provide is what the idea behind SEBI recognizing this program as an fulfillment of educational qualification. So this is something I think everyone should appreciate and understand while looking at this course.
Sure. There is another question. Can we visit the institute directly to complete the admission process? We would see the campus you're most welcome to visit the campus. My earnest request to all of you is that before you visit the campus, please write to that email address on the contact list. Make sure that whenever you are visiting, the time is being communicated. You are aware of the timings, office timings as well. So you'll be able to meet the relevant staff and the admissions team as well. You'll also get to know and go through maybe visit the facilities available at the campus. Maybe you can meet some of the faculty members also at the campus. So you're most welcome to visit the institution. Please note that this institution is away from the main Mumbai city. So those of you who are visiting from outside, make sure that you have adequate time and the travel arrangements being taken care of before visiting. But you are most welcome to visit the institute. We would encourage you to do that. Regarding a question on whether it's a degree or whether is being recognized, etc., as we have clearly mentioned in the FAQ, that this is not a degree which is recognized as per university, AICTE or UGC regulations. However, the regulation, the recognition of the program comes from SEBI regulations itself, which we have clearly mentioned and highlighted. There are no campus placements under this particular program. PGP, there's no campus placement since it's meant for working professionals and it's a weekend program. However, as I mentioned, enough opportunities to look for jobs, to look for suitable opportunities within the industry throughout the 15-month engagement which are there, which are with the PGP program. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
I would like to answer one of the questions which is posed by one candidate. I believe he must be a young candidate who would like to begin his career in securities market. Right? Yeah, of course, I recommend this program because this is going to be providing you a very thorough understanding of securities market, plus the specialization. Specialization will come to you as a bonus. So in case you are already pursuing another master's and you would like to have good understanding of securities market, we do recommend you to take up this course, which you can do during the weekend. The course is also immensely useful. There was another gentleman, an ex-banker, who is asking whether the course would be beneficial to them. I would like you, sir, to know that they're in the current batch as well as in the previous batches. In the previous batch, we have had profiles like you, those who are looking for the second inning. Ramakrishnan ji, I think in your batch also there were an ex-banker, and the current batch also there are people who are wanting to get into the field of investment advisory, etc. The course is very, very well suited for them. And of course, your understanding and experience in the field of banking would come very handy to you. So you can build the understanding on securities market on your pre-existing exposure and experience of financial and banking industry. So those who are wanting to initiate their careers, those who are looking at a switch, or those who are already professionals in the market, the course is suited to one and all. The only thing which I would like to reiterate, Dhiren was mentioning that you should not look at this program as just attending 9 hours every week and thinking that you would be able to complete this program. No, you would be required to put in additional hours. Dhiren was mentioning, he was talking about the additional 15-20 hours which you would be required to put in throughout the week. However, the number of hours, he was quoting the average hours, it may vary from people who are already professionals from the industry. They would have much a deeper understanding. Whereas those who are starting new, it is a rigorous post-graduation program. The classes are being offered on the weekend to facilitate working professionals attending it. But if you are a fresher, it is going to be as rigorous or as consuming a program as any regular post-graduation program would be. So, reiterating what Dhiren was telling, you should not view it as just spending 9 hours during the weekend and completing the program. No, it's a demanding program. That is why it is called a post-graduation program. So it is pitched at the level of a post-graduation program. You go through the regulations and academic qualification. It is given the equal status, same status like a CA, CFA, or PGDM in business management from any reputed institutions in India abroad. So with that idea, the program is designed and rigorousness is built. So it's going to be demanding in terms of learning. However, we would be beginning from the scratch. Faculty team is very good. There would be tremendous hand holding. So you need not worry. As long as you are willing to put in efforts, we are there to support your journey of journey of learning in securities market.
Right, ma'am. So to add to, yes, please. Yes, ma'am.
There is one question just now. What Dashna Madam was saying about this course is demanding and all. There is one question somebody asked regarding the Sunday batch, that the hours look very long. Do we have lunch break and do we have that snack? So obviously this is to be considered because the faculty who is teaching us, even they keep talking, right? An hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. So yes, they do give us breaks of 10 minutes, 15 minutes in the 3 hours time. And on a Sunday also 6 hours. Nobody can teach you for all 6 hours, right? They do give you a 1 hour of lunch break in between to have your lunch or whatever that is. So I think that all is considered because the faculty members are also humans, right? It's not a robot talking to you. So all that is considered, right?
Right. So the teacher, if you look at the table to the person who has asked this question, look at the table. It says teaching hours are 6 from 10 to 5:15. So be rest assured that we are giving you enough breaks, etc. All that will also be informed well in advance before the first session begins as well. Right. So you need not worry from that perspective. In terms of the academic, yes, ma'am. Ma'am, you're on mute.
In case those who find it very demanding to put in commitments on Saturday and Sundays, there are residential or week-long, the regular post-graduation programs available. So those who would like to do it at a much slower pace, there are all these programs, all the other MBAs and PGDM programs are available. We have curated this program to enable working professionals, those who cannot afford to leave their job and do a full program. We created this program to fulfill that requirement. And since we are providing a post-graduation degree in 15 months' time, there is an expectation that you also value the opportunity cost of your time, So we are not competing with the regular programs. Those who would like to pursue at a different pace, there are regular PGDM, MBA, MBA programs are available in the market. All right.
Sure. Another question which I see is, do I need to attend online classes for trimester 4? Trimester 4 is only dissertation. So there are no online classes which are scheduled for you in trimester 5, sorry.
Trimester 4 is?
Specialization. Specialization has got online classes. Trimester 5, which is dissertation, does not have online classes. But during the dissertation process, you will be in constant touch with your mentors and making sure that you spend at least about 90 hours during, working on your dissertation, meeting people, trying to structure your designation as per the guidelines, which we'll always obviously communicate before the dissertation starts. So the dissertation is also done in a structured manner where we'll share some of the guidelines with you. You'll have to follow those guidelines, be in touch with your mentors, and then follow the process which has been as per the direction of the mentors. And there are certain submission requirements at the end of the dissertation as well. One question on the program fees is that for a single program fee, 2.75 lakhs plus GST and 85,000 plus GST. So let me explain that and try and clear it off. Suppose 23-24 PGP 23-24 you enroll for a program, you complete one specialization. That cost is 2,75,000 plus GST. In 24-25 you opt for another specialization. Cost for that will be 85,000 plus GST. 25-26 you go another specialization, which is the triple specialization, third specialization, cost will be 85,000 plus GST. I hope that clarifies regarding the question. So each the 2,75,000 plus GST is on your first batch when you're enrolling, and subsequent specialization will be the fees remain as 85 plus GST. I hope that answers your question. I'll move on to some of the other questions. So regarding drop off during health issues, etc. See, these are some of the questions which so far we have not encountered any such cases where participants have sort of dropped out during the middle of the course. In fact, to take cues or take refer to what Bhavna ma'am was saying earlier, she was on a vacation and gave her exams somewhere from the Swiss Alps. So we have participants who are also equally engaged with the program. We have a participant currently who is joining in from Adelaide and Australia. So, in case if such situations arise, then that's an individual case which will be taken care of with the permissions of the competent authorities at NISM. But judging by our previous experience, we have people who have been absolutely in sync with the requirements of the program. In fact, they have been, some of them have submitted their assignments and completed their course requirements before the deadlines even which we have given them. So in that sense, we have got a good set of participants earlier as well.
Sure.
Some of the other questions I'll just quickly run through.
Dhiren, I suggest is that let us encourage attendees to pose the questions.
Yes.
And we can look into these questions and elaborate them in writing and update our FAQs.
Sure, ma'am. We'll do that.
As I'm glancing through the questions, most of the questions are already part of our FAQs. Whatever relevant questions about this program, we would be able to answer questions pertaining only to the PGP program. And most of them are part of FAQ. Some of the attendants might not have seen the FAQ, and that is why they are having those questions. So we urge them to go through the FAQ and pose the questions. Right now also you can write the question, and later also you can reach out to us and write the questions. You can connect to us over a phone call in case the questions given in the FAQ is not satisfactory. I think
sure.
That would be better, Dhiren.
Sure, ma'am. So to all the participants, whatever questions you have mentioned in the chat box, we have a record of that. We'll try and address that post-class and through the updated FAQs. Meanwhile, if you have any other questions as well, which might come up maybe tomorrow or after this session, you can obviously write to us, email us at the contact email ID, which is mentioned on our website as well and in the prospectus as well. So keep them coming. We'll collate all that and we'll try and respond to specific questions as well with a much better clarity and in a written format through our FAQs. So we are already 30 minutes post our schedule. So I would like to proceed with the closure of the session. With your permission, ma'am, shall we close the session today?
Please.
Yeah. So thank you very much, ma'am, for joining in. Thank you very much, Amit sir, and my panelists as well from the first and the second batch. Thank you all for joining on a Saturday morning and spending your time and trying to get much clarity on this program. I hope that this particular 1.5 hours, which we have shared with all of you, will at least give you much more insights than the basic prospectus and the FAQs. And this interaction will also help you make the informed decision on how to proceed with your careers and the program. So on behalf of NISM, I thank you all once again for joining in this particular webinar. And I also wish you all the very best in your professional lives going forward. Thank you very much for joining Saturday. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.